Good morning, everybody. This is Max Farrell from DexFXMarkets.com. Today's the 16th of October, and this is an update video. I think I'm going to be doing these maybe once a week or twice a week, just to kind of show you what's going on with my portfolio. Now, I have a Nadex portfolio, a North American Derivative Exchange portfolio that has an Autobot attached to it called the ZDON, and I also manually trade. But I also trade on Trader's Way, a system. There's two of them. One is the StepBot Advanced, and the other is the DexBot. Now, both are doing very, very well, and I want to show you what both of those look like. The Nadex side system is working very well. We just started it yesterday. We did very well on the Autobot, but look at the totals here. This is the totals for my portfolio that I trade from September 3rd to October 15th. I don't trade very many hours a day, probably maybe one or two, maybe not even, but the bot is slowly catching up quickly because there's the 5-minute Autobot system that I use in an auto for the 1 hour, catching up very, very, very quickly. And my manual trading took a little bit of a hiatus because I have a lot of work to do. But I'm very excited that these numbers are very powerful. So that's my automated system and manual system for Nadex. My portfolio for DexFX and the Forex network is this. One of them. This is the dashboard from our DexFX copy that comes over for I attach, because I attach to our StepBot Advanced system. And this is my Trader's Way account with about 10 grand in it. And if I scroll down, you see that my growth has been pretty good. I do have, and I'll show you on the My Effects book what the main system does, but it got down to about a 15 to 20% drawdown just recently, and had some little bit of, I won't say scare. I wasn't worried at all because I have a $10,000 account in there, and I'm using a very small multiplier. But you can kind of see that easily enough, it's doing pretty well. We got, again, it's not a lot of money per day. Okay, it's been on for almost just about a month coming up, and we've made about 1.5% to 2%. But that's okay, because let me tell you, if I can make 3% a month, and I have it really choked down to really low. If I can make about 2 or 3% a month on this, that's 24% to 30% a year. I don't know any other portfolio that grows in that kind of. So when this has $100,000 in it, doing those kind of numbers, I'm slowly growing. For every $1,000, every $2,000, I'll be increasing a small percentage of a lot in the system. So it will slowly compound over the time. Okay. For my DexBot, I have to kind of show you what it's doing over here, because I've put that on my DexFX or my Effects book account for my DexBot. I have to refresh the page too. Here, just give me 1 second. I'm going to refresh the page so you can see live results. Here we go. Yesterday was a pretty good day. It was about $8, $9 for the day. Again, not a lot of money per day, but it's steady. Look how steady and sure. I mean, yes, you do get some drawdowns and sometimes, but when you got a good enough account on board, you know what to look for. Okay, you know how to make the system work. The summary is that it's only trading on the Great Britain Pound USD. That's it. Okay, and it's in profit on both the buys and the sells. So I'm excited. I'm excited that this process is working very well. If you're looking for, here's the let me show you the StepBot particulars. The main account is making about 3.5% a month, more than 3.5. It should do pretty well as it starts to increase. But this system here, it's got a little, 24. Oh, this one says 24% on the drawdown. It was pretty harsh here on this particular day. It was a pretty big drawdown, but the account weathered it, and it did well. It didn't close any accounts. It didn't margin call. It didn't do any of that stuff. So we're very, very lucky. When we use it right, when we use the tool right, it can be done on a very powerful system. Now, some will say, well, why do you got it on Demo Max? Why don't you have it on live? Well, listen, the system itself is on a demo account, right? Because we want to make sure that the data and the numbers are true that come over. With live, that money is going to constantly continue to grow, and I can, we'd have to withdraw it to bring down the multiplier, and I don't want to be doing that. The process for us trading live is I'll show you what it looks like trading on my live account, which I showed you already. That's my live account. So let's just stay with that. All right. It does work. The demo system runs on the demo system because I know the numbers are true in there for the spread. The spread will remain the same, all that kind of good stuff. All right. So that's basically my little update. I should probably put on my little spreadsheet here how much I've made throughout the systems, but listen, through Forex stuff. But you add that's really the long-term portfolio. But let me tell you, I've prepared myself for. There's this article I put out that's in the description here called the 4 Ps that I've prepared myself, and I begins to practice and I perform. But once I get to that point that I'm really strong, then I have to pace myself. And that's what I'm doing now. My long-term portfolio, okay, after about 5 years, if I stay at this rate, I'll have more than $2.5 million in an account. Okay. This money that I'm making right here, I don't really depend on, I'm sorry. This is my income. Okay. May not be a lot because I'm just beginning out, but this is my income, whereas the StepBot and the DexBot are my long-term retirement packages. So if I do it right and I compound correctly, after about 5 years, I'll have about $2.5 million ready for me in retirement. Okay? All right. So that's my time. I'm Max Farrow. This is DexFXMarkets.com. If you want to get into this and start now, start learning what I'm doing, hit the website, DexFXMarkets.com. Call the site. There's a phone number, right? Get on board. Enjoy talking to you. Max Farrow, DexFXMarkets.com. I'll see you next time. And as always, trade well.